It's not just about popping statins and hoping for the best, unless you take a closer look at what's on your plate and ultimately, what you put into your mouth. Real progress or reversal won't happen unless you change your diet. That's why this video is focused primarily on the dietary changes needed for heart health. It's crucial to manage them through your diet. One of the biggest culprits? Excess carbohydrates, especially those from sugar, polished white rice, and wheat flour. Did you know that 100 grams of white rice can spike your blood sugar almost as much as 10 teaspoons of sugar? And just one wheat roti is roughly equal to 4 to 6 teaspoons of sugar in terms of its glycemic effect. In the second part of this video, I'll cover 13 powerful, science-backed nutrients that can help stabilize and potentially reverse arterial plaque and calcification. Stay tuned till the end. I'll reveal how you can start reversing arterial calcification naturally.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sudhakar Reddy Tirupathy, a pediatrician with over 30 years of experience and a holistic practitioner who believes in treating the whole person, not just a collection of symptoms or organs. I'm deeply passionate about treating children with autism through a constitutional approach, focusing on each child's unique makeup to support true healing and long-lasting recovery.
Are you over 40 and worried about heart attacks, even though your cholesterol looks okay? There's one test that could save your life, and your doctor may not have told you about it. It's called the Coronary Artery Calcium Score, or CAC score. And today I'll explain how it works, what the numbers mean, and how you can reduce your heart disease risk even if your score is high. The Coronary Artery Calcium Score test is a quick, painless CT scan of your heart. It checks for calcified plaque in your heart's arteries. These are signs of atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries. This test shows how much damage is already done, even if you feel totally fine. You don't need to fast. It takes just 10 minutes. In many places it costs around 3,330 to 7,500 rupees in India, and $50 to $400 in USA. Score 0, very low risk, no calcium buildup, excellent heart health. Score 1 to 99, mild risk, some plaque is present, it's time to take action. Score 100 to 399, moderate to high risk, your arteries are starting to stiffen, take this seriously. Score 400 or more, high risk, major red flag, your risk of heart attack or stroke is much higher. A major study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people with CAC scores above 400 had 10 times higher risk of heart attack over 10 years. Wait, if I have a high score like over 400, is it too late? No, a high CAC score doesn't mean you'll have a heart attack tomorrow. It means you're at risk, but you still have time to act. Your goal is to 1. Prevent the plaque from getting worse. 2. Stabilize the plaque so it doesn't rupture and cause a heart attack. And 3. Lower overall inflammation and LDL cholesterol. It's not just about popping statins and hoping for the best, unless you take a closer look at what's on your plate and ultimately, what you put into your mouth. Real progress or reversal won't happen unless you change your diet. That's why this video is focused primarily on the dietary changes needed for heart health. In the second part of this video, I'll cover 13 powerful, science-backed nutrients that can help stabilize and potentially reverse arterial plaque and calcification. Stay tuned till the end. I'll reveal how you can start reversing arterial calcification naturally. If you have conditions like fatty liver, high LDL cholesterol, high insulin levels, insulin resistance, diabetes, or high blood pressure, it's crucial to manage them through your diet. One of the biggest culprits? Excess carbohydrates, especially those from sugar, polished white rice, and wheat flour. Did you know that 100 grams of white rice can spike your blood sugar almost as much as 10 teaspoons of sugar? And just one wheat roti is roughly equal to 4 to 6 teaspoons of sugar in terms of its glycemic effect. Understanding this hidden sugar load is key to reversing metabolic diseases and protecting your heart. Let's be clear, the real problem isn't fat or protein, it's carbohydrates. For over 75 years we've been told that balanced diet should consist of 55 to 65% carbohydrates. But this so-called balanced diet doesn't promote health, it fuels disease. I speak with confidence, because I've lived through it myself. Even after following a balanced diet diligently for 2 decades, I saw no improvement in my health. My weight stayed high, insulin levels remained elevated, insulin resistance worsened, and I developed high fasting blood sugar, elevated blood pressure, a worsening lipid profile, and even stage 2 fatty liver. I followed a so-called balanced diet for years, yet my health kept worsening. I even followed a strict millet-based diet for 6 months, but saw little improvement in my metabolic health. After all, while millets are better than rice and wheat, they are still primarily carbohydrates, and none of them, including quinoa and oats, contain less than 60 grams of carbohydrates per 100 grams. Many people continue following the same balanced diet and suffer daily, relying on medications while unknowingly sticking to the very diet that's fueling their sickness, like obesity, fatty liver, diabetes, hypertension, and even certain cancers. Don't place your trust in theories or advice from those who haven't walked the path themselves. Instead, follow the guidance of healthcare practitioners who have personally tried these approaches, achieved real results, reversed much of their illness, and are now helping others experience the same transformation. Stay tuned. I'll be sharing all the details in my next video, 75 Years of Lies, How Balanced Diet Broke Our Health. Excess carbohydrates lead to insulin resistance, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, high LDL and triglycerides, fatty liver, heart disease, stroke, and some cancers. And yes, that includes everyday foods, like rice, wheat rotis, brown bread, and multigrain bread, along with sweets, fruit juices, high fructose corn syrups, sauces and ketchup, and other sources of added sugar. That's why it's essential to limit sugary and starchy foods, and stop blaming fats. The real mistake wasn't eating fat, it was being afraid of fat. Healthy fats help you burn fat, they don't store it. Low-fat milk, fat-free snacks, and zero-fat diets, zero-cholesterol foods were misleading advice. What we really needed was less carbohydrates, not less fat. Curious to know more? Hard to believe? Stay tuned for my next video, 75 Years of Lies, How the Balanced Diet Broke Our Health. Do you know? Or has your doctor who prescribes medications for diabetes, hypertension, or heart disease ever suggested you find out how many teaspoons of sugar are hidden in just 100 grams of polished white rice or wheat flour? 100 grams of uncooked white rice equals 19.5 teaspoons of sugar. 100 grams of cooked white rice equals 7 teaspoons of sugar. 100 grams of wheat flour equals 17.5 teaspoons of sugar. 1 wheat roti equals 5 to 6 teaspoons of sugar. 1 slice of brown bread equals 3.5 to 4 teaspoons of sugar. 1 slice of multigrain bread equals 3 3/4 to 4.5 teaspoons of sugar. 1 slice of milk bread equals 4.5 to 5.5 teaspoons of sugar. 1 cup of 40 grams of breakfast cereal contains about 3 teaspoons of sugar, and a 250 milliliters glass of fruit juice adds another 5 to 8 teaspoons. Kicking off your morning with 10 teaspoons of sugar? That's a health disaster waiting to happen. No wonder 2/3 of the world's population now suffers from metabolic imbalances. These foods may or may not taste sweet, but your body treats them like sugar, converting them quickly into glucose and spiking your blood sugar. Avoid fried foods, sugary drinks, processed meats, and refined carbs. A high coronary calcium score indicates plaque buildup in your arteries, a warning sign for future heart problems. To reduce this risk, it's vital to manage inflammation, insulin levels, and LDL cholesterol and triglycerides. In my view, the smartest approach is to customize your diet based on your insulin levels, because elevated serum insulin and insulin resistance fuel inflammation, damage blood vessels, and accelerate the development of coronary atherosclerosis and calcification. Focus on reversing insulin resistance. It's directly tied to calcium buildup in your arteries. No supplement or medicine will truly help unless you fix the root cause, insulin resistance. Want to know one test that reveals your future health, even before problems begin, but most doctors never mention it? It's the same test that can flag most lifestyle diseases early. Check out the one test that predicts your health on the Tryincurable channel. Links in the description box. Depending on whether or not you have insulin resistance, there are 2 distinct dietary paths I recommend. The first recommended diet for people with insulin resistance and diabetics is a low-carb or ketogenic diet, with heart-healthy fats. The goals here are to lower insulin levels, improve insulin sensitivity, control blood sugar levels, reduce chronic inflammation, and encourage weight loss if needed. Key features of this diet include consuming fewer than 50 grams of net carbs per day for strict keto, focusing on monounsaturated fats like olive oil and avocados, and omega-3 fatty acids from fish, flaxseed, and healthy nuts. Also, maintain a moderate protein intake and strictly avoid processed meats and seed oils. The same keto diet I've been following for the past 9 months has improved every aspect of my health. The second dietary approach, recommended for people with normal insulin levels, no insulin resistance, and who are non-diabetic, a high-fiber, plant-rich, anti-inflammatory diet, while limiting total carbohydrate intake. The goals are to lower LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, increase HDL or good cholesterol, support the gut microbiome to produce butyrate through fiber-rich foods, and decrease oxidative stress and systemic inflammation. Key features of this diet include being high in both soluble and insoluble fiber, emphasizing whole grains, legumes, vegetables, and fruits, and including fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and kimchi. Use healthy fats such as olive oil, nuts, and oily fish, and avoid refined and added sugars. What to avoid in both groups include refined sugars and processed carbohydrates, ultra-processed and packaged foods, seed oils, trans fats and hydrogenated oils, and sweetened beverages, even fruit juices. The scientific proof comes from the pre-dimed study, published in 2013 in the New England Journal of Medicine, which showed a 30% reduction in major heart events in those following a Mediterranean diet high in olive oil and nuts.
Can you reverse calcium buildup in your arteries? Not completely, but you can slow it down, stop it from getting worse, and stabilize dangerous soft plaques. Now, let's explore 13 natural supplements, backed by science, that help slow down arterial calcification, stop it from progressing, and protect your arteries and heart. 1. Vitamin K2 MK7 version helps move calcium out of your arteries and into your bones, exactly where it should be. Regular intake is linked to a 50% lower risk of arterial calcification and heart disease. Activates matrix GLA protein, which blocks calcium from depositing in arteries. The standard dose for heart and bone health is 100 to 200 micrograms per day of MK7. For reducing arterial calcification, a therapeutic dose can be up to 360 micrograms per day. Evidence. The Rotterdam study found that high K2 intake reduced arterial calcification and heart disease risk by 50%. A 2-year RCT found that high-risk individuals, CAC score of more than 400, taking 720 micrograms per day of MK7 plus 25 micrograms per day of vitamin D had significantly slower CAC progression. Source: Balcom. 2. Magnesium. It acts as a natural calcium channel blocker. It prevents calcium buildup and keeps arteries relaxed. Magnesium also supports enzyme functions in vascular smooth muscle. Low magnesium levels are linked with higher CAC scores and increased cardiovascular risk. Supplementation can improve arterial elasticity. 3. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These reduce inflammation, stabilize plaque, and improve endothelial function. They lower triglycerides and slow plaque growth. A clinical trial showed that high-dose EPA lowered cardiovascular events by 25% or more. It's also essential to cut down high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which are abundant in seed oils. 4. Vitamin D, but only in the right amount. It regulates calcium-phosphorus balance and immune function. However, caution is needed. Excess vitamin D without K2 may increase vascular calcification. The evidence suggests a normal range of vitamin D around 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. 100 IU day of vitamin D3 raises blood level of vitamin D by approximately 1 nanograms per ml over time. So, to raise from 20 to 35 nanograms per ml, you'd need approximately 1,500 IU per day as a rough guide. Up to 4,000 IU per day is considered safe for long-term use in adults. Both deficiency and overdose can raise coronary calcification risk. 5. Nattokinase, a natural enzyme from fermented soy. It helps break down blood clots and may soften hardened plaques while supporting healthy blood flow. 6. Curcumin from turmeric, a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant that protects your arteries from chronic damage. It may help reduce early signs of artery calcification. 7. Coenzyme Q10, also known as ubiquinol. It powers mitochondria in heart cells, reduces oxidative stress, protects arteries, improves flexibility, and supports energy production. Combined with statins, it reduces muscle pain and improves vascular function. 8. Berberine. This plant compound improves blood sugar, lowers LDL cholesterol, and reduces artery inflammation and insulin resistance. Clinical studies show reduced atherosclerosis in diabetic and metabolic syndrome patients. 9. Pomegranate juice or extract, packed with polyphenols and antioxidants, reduces LDL oxidation, improves blood flow, and reduces blood pressure. Small human trials show plaque reversal in carotid arteries and CAC progression slowing. 10. Allicin from garlic reduces LDL, improves HDL, and enhances nitric oxide, improves blood flow and reduces inflammation. Garlic extract has been shown to reduce calcification progression by 30% in 1 year in some studies. 11. Butyrate, a fascinating short-chain fatty acid produced primarily in your colon when beneficial gut bacteria ferment dietary fiber, especially resistant starch and prebiotic fibers. Rich sources of resistant fiber include cooked and cooled potatoes and rice, pasta, green bananas, raw plantains, lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. It helps reduce inflammation, supports insulin sensitivity, and protects your artery walls from damage. 12. Lycopene, found in cooked tomatoes, is an antioxidant carotenoid that protects lipids from oxidation. It reduces arterial stiffness and inflammation. Consuming lycopene can improve endothelial function and lower CRP levels. 13. Tocotrienols are a lesser-known but powerful subgroup of the vitamin E family, alongside tocopherols. They have superior antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, especially for heart, brain, and liver health. Tocotrienols inhibit HMG-CoA reductase, similar to statins, lowering cholesterol and inflammation without the side effects. Studies show they reduce oxidized LDL and arterial plaque formation. You can find tocotrienols in annatto seeds and oil, rice bran oil, unrefined sunflower oil, red palm oil, and whole grain. Can you erase calcium from your coronary arteries? No, you can't erase calcium already in your arteries. But yes, you can take control, stop new plaque from forming, lower artery inflammation, stabilize existing soft plaques, and reduce your heart attack risk. And don't forget, eat a high-fiber, low-inflammatory diet, get regular exercise, don't smoke, and check your coronary calcium score regularly. Your arteries can heal if you give them what they need. If you found this video meaningful and helpful, please consider liking it and subscribing to the Tryincurable channel and sharing it with someone you care about who may benefit. Have you tried making any changes from what I shared? Tell us your story in the comments. You might just inspire someone. And stay tuned for next video, The Diet Lie That Fooled Us All. 75 Years of Lies, How the Balanced Diet Broke Our Health. Drops soon.